Hey guys, what I'd like to talk about today is the difference between connection and attachment. And I think this is really important just because society has conditioned us to believe that attachment is the same thing as love. And attachment is literally so unhealthy and most times leads to really, really toxic relationships because it's coming from a place of lack and fear, okay? The purpose of life is love. Like, we are love, we are light, to be unconditional love. And when we got here, we were given an empty slate. And throughout life, we've let society, other people, tell us what's right, tell us what's wrong, and fill up that plate with their reality, like what they determined is true, like this consensus reality. If we agreed upon that, mostly unconsciously, but we agreed upon that, and that became our reality. you know but how we relate to others shouldn't come from a place of attachment ever. And how we relate to others is all mostly dependent on how we relate to ourselves. You can only perceive in somebody else that of what you are. You can't see something in somebody else that you're not. You just can't. When we come from this place of fear, when we come from this place of ego, of attachment is necessity, it's desire, it's expectation, it brings suffering. It's coming from a place of lack and a perception of yourself that you are not whole and complete. You need common attachments are like your mind, literally like your mind is a tool. It's something that's external from who you are, because who you are is your spirit. Your divine essence, the part of you that is connected to everything that is and to everybody else. It's coming from your ego, from your mind, that you are not spirit, you're not whole and complete. You should feel whole and complete and give yourself unconditional love and acceptance simply because you exist, simply because you are. And it's this realization of who you are, which is spirit, which is divine. If you are attached to your mind, if you think your thoughts are you can never feel whole and complete, because your mind is literally made to judge, to analyze. It's not the reality, it's just perception. Perception can be changed at any moment. And you have to know that connection is different, because this idea of spirit, it's not coming from a place of ego, it's coming from a place of wholeness and fullness. And connection is compassion, it's understanding, it's intimacy, it's kindness, it's unconditional love. And that's why connection is healthy. That's why connection brings wholeness and fulfillment, because it's not coming from a place of lack. And there's no way that you can have healthy relationships coming from a place of attachment. You have to be whole and complete on your own and know who you are, which is spirit. You have to be flowing and overflowing with self-love and acceptance, so that way you can have fulfilling relationships with other people. Because there's no way you can fill other people up from an empty cup. Your love for yourself be dependent on anything external, including your mind, anything external. Because that means you're giving your power away, okay? And you have a lot of power. And you're giving your power away to other people or to your mind to make you happy or sad. No, you should be happy every single day, just simply because you are. And that is true spiritualism. True spiritualism is this idea of being and zen and realizing that you don't have to be attached to any of this shit. You don't. And it brings peace. Realizing that, your beliefs create your reality, and you can choose what to believe. You can choose these positive things to believe in. All of it's an illusion anyways. And, we've been conditioned to think that life is so complicated. You have to work so hard, to be successful, to be fulfilled. Depends what you want. If you're good just with who you are and being happy with who you are, you can be successful and fulfilled. I I determine my success based on my growth as a person and who I am as a person. Not based on anything external, not based off of my accomplishments, my job, my degree, whatever the fuck people do nowadays. Like, that's just because that brings somebody else fulfillment does not mean that that should bring you fulfillment, nor does it need to. Attachments, you're gonna, like, everything changes. You're gonna lose these things. Everything's temporary, you know, and that's also why it brings so much suffering, because it literally goes against the way that the world works. You're literally setting yourself up for resistance. Change is the one constant.